Woo. Aaron freaking Rodgers. That is all I have to say to start this off right now. Welcome to the Gangzone here, Postgame Live Show. My name is Ryan Sampson, the host and producer of this show. As always, I'm going to be joined every single week doing this with my guy, Frankie Vittorini from U Stadium. The New York Jets win and dominate Thursday Night Football, the home opener. Domination, Frankie, against the Patriots, 24-3. Vindication. Aaron freaking Rodgers. I cannot say that enough tonight. But Frankie, how are you feeling after seeing the Jets absolutely mop the floor with the Patriots tonight?
Ryan, this was one of the best wins I've seen since our playoff wins with Rex Ryan. This was a game we needed. This was a game that we were waiting for. When we got Aaron Rodgers 2 off seasons ago, this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this, and we saw it. And we saw domination on both sides of the ball. Yeah, were there some mistakes? Absolutely. But this is the Jets team that us Jets fans have been praying for 15 years. Maybe more.
More.
Yeah, we said it. I've been saying it all offseason. This is the best roster I've ever seen, the most talented roster I've ever seen. And we're starting to see it right now. And to beat up the Patriots like that, I mean, that's a statement. That's telling the Patriots, that's telling Robert Kraft and his son that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, by the way, the son. But that's another conversation. That's telling the Patriots it's a new day. It's a new age. You guys are old news. Jets are here, baby. Let's rock. Let's go.
Frankie, I mean, the Jets came out hot before the game. They told fans get there early. The atmosphere was going to be electric no matter what. We knew it was going to be just an insane atmosphere, and it turned out to be. It's sold out stadium. The entrance of Rodgers coming out in the field, the place was blowing up, and the place was just ready to explode. And it's been years of culmination here because we were robbed of it after 4 plays of last season, and now we finally get Rodgers at home at MetLife. And it felt right, Frankie. It felt right watching this game tonight. Everything about Rodgers and this offense was clicking. I don't know what else to say, but like we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this moment, and we finally got it with Aaron Rodgers tonight. And Jets fans, I think, are going to feel very warm inside. Like, all right, this is it. This is the team that we're waiting for. This is a good football team, and we're excited to see how this goes the entire season. Before we get into the actual game itself, again, we want to thank all Jets fans coming in to watch this with us. It's the post-game live show here. Frankie Vittorini, myself, Ryan Sampson. We're going to take you through this entire game, what we saw, how what the Jets offense was able to do, what the Jets defense was able to do. Maybe some coaching decisions as well. If you guys got any questions, please hit us up in the chat. We'll react to some of those and try to answer some of the questions you have there. But Frankie, your initial thoughts here. I mean, besides just reacting to seeing Aaron Rodgers, what are your initial thoughts of what we saw tonight from this entire Jet squad?
I thought the game plan was perfect on both sides of the ball. On offense, we were talking about it, Ryan. They needed to come out with a quick and effective passing game. Get these receivers the ball. This is an Aaron Rodgers game. And it was an Aaron Rodgers game. So offensively, they did what I wanted them to do all week. New England could not stop the Seahawks receiving core last week. They couldn't stop our receivers this week. Shout outs to Tyler Conklin, by the way. My man had a career high in receiving yards. Shout outs to you. Salutes. Rodgers just picked them apart, man. And on defense, we were aggressive. You saw some D-backs blitzing. You saw people getting after it. You saw a team that said, we're not even going to give Brissett and that Pats offense any opportunity to do anything. And you saw it. I thought the game plan was great. Shout outs to the coordinators. Shout outs to Robert Saleh. They put together a game plan where if we play this game against New England 10 times, we're beating them 9 times. So that's the kind of game we needed to see. And proof is in the pudding. And we should have beat them by more, Rye. We should have beat them by more.
Listen, I'm not going to be greedy, but tonight was total domination from start to finish. Even on the first drive, Rodgers, the game plan, you could see it. It was going to be quick passes. It was going to be attack this defense right away, get after it, spread them out. They were going 5 wide at one, I think on the second or
That's
third
crazy,
play.
dude. I saw that. That was awesome, actually.
I mean, they did, because everyone thought, the Jets were going to, again, try to get the run game going again, because that's what's been struggling early on in this offense. But Jets just said, nope, let's screw it. Let's just go out there and start slinging the ball. And Rodgers, man, he was fired up. You could tell. You could feel the emotion coming from him. I think you could see the way he was playing. He's like, yeah, this is me. I'm going to put on a show here for all Jets fans because I owe it to them after missing all of last season. And he put a freaking show on tonight for all Jets fans and all the NFL to say that bad man, as Stephen A. Smith will say, is back. He is back. I don't care what anyone says. Aaron freaking Rodgers is back.
He looked like Aaron Rodgers from 4 or 5 years ago. He's scrambling around. He wanted to rush for 50 yards tonight. Dude, Aaron was back in his bag. I tweeted it. He looked like a 28-year-old Aaron. He's going to be hurting tomorrow, though. Oh, he's going to be hurting. Trust
Every
me.
time, Frankie.
It's like me this morning.
He took some shots. He took some shots tonight.
He didn't take real. He took real shots, not the kind of shots you and I take. But no, but dude,
Rodgers, he kept getting back up though, right? He kept getting back up after every hit. Josh Uche hit him pretty hard, and you got the roughing the passer penalty. I was like, "Woo!" He took a shot there. He got tackled on the sideline again when he was trying to run out of bounds. That should have been
a penalty, by the way. That was kind of BS, honestly.
How about John Simpson jumping in though? I mean, that guy, he's a menace. That
offensive line can be mean, man. And I like when they're mean. Not when they're as mean as John Simpson is, because that was just out of line completely. But whatever. I kind of liked it. I hated it and liked it at the same time. But this offensive line, man, they don't give up anything. AVT in the beginning of the game, you saw his workup block.
Combo block with Joe Tippmann. Oh, man.
Tippmann was awesome. Tyron Smith was great. Morgan Moses. I mean, you see them, and you see that now they're getting chemistry where the tackles know that when Rodgers starts scrambling around, just wash the ends in. Let Rodgers roll to the outside. And, dude, Aaron Rodgers is exactly as advertised. I mean, I was a little bit... You remember last week, I was a little bit weary, like, oh, maybe he don't have it anymore. Maybe he's too old. No. He looked better than I even expected, man. He was phenomenal. Just looking one way, getting safeties, thinking one way, throwing it across the middle. Every pass is perfect. Was there one off-target pass tonight? Maybe one to Garrett.
I think to Garrett, yeah. So before we get to that, I do want to say, like, it for me, like, Rodgers was just pure and simple. That was vintage Aaron Rodgers tonight. You saw him pick you apart from the pocket. He was moving defenders. He's moving safeties. And I think Kirk Herbstreit was nailing it on the broadcast tonight. He was moving defenders all night long, looking defenders off to the left, off to the right, waiting for them to make that move. And then he was going back the other way, and he was just picking the defense apart no matter what you were doing. And that was just from the pocket itself on the first couple drives. And then all of a sudden, maybe plays weren't starting to develop down the field. Rodgers would just buy time, get out of the pocket on the run every single time. I think he's 5 for 5 on the run throwing tonight. And he was just slinging absolute darts there, bing, boom. Conklin, Wilson, Mike Williams, didn't matter. He was hitting them all. And I don't know, like, Frankie, I don't know. I don't think Jets fans are being selfish or we're being too... we can't be too proud, but like we kind of can. Like, this is something we haven't seen before. We have not seen quarterback play like this for this franchise, I could say honestly, ever, because this is the 4-time MVP. This is the guy that we have been waiting for years. This is what Woody Johnson went all in for. This is what Joe Douglas went all in for. This guy to be the quarterback and lead this team. And you saw it tonight. He said, I'm going to put the team on my back, this offense and everything, and put on a freaking show for this entire fan base. And it's exactly what he did.
Right. He was 77% completion tonight. He didn't skip a beat. He maybe threw two bad balls all night. This guy is on another level. And not only is he on another level when it comes to just what we saw tonight and what we're used to seeing, he's on another level historically speaking. This guy is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. He looked like the best quarterback I've ever seen at times tonight. Seriously. I mean, I said this about Mahomes. We've said it about Brady and Manning. I mean, this guy's right there. Somebody in the chat, and shout outs to the chat, said it. He looked like a top 5 quarterback in the league tonight. He absolutely did. If he plays like this, yeah, he's still top 5.
Yeah, I mean, the way the rest of the league is playing football right now and getting quarterback play right now, he put on a masterclass. Like I could not agree. Silver Laker 1-2-3. He put on a masterclass showing tonight of how to play quarterback in the NFL. And I just let's really get into this offense now, Frankie, and discuss how they were able to put these drives together. So we talked about the first drive. They were driving down the field, and I think me and you were both like, oh, they're going to go downfield and score a touchdown here. Again, penalty killed them in the beginning again. Another killer penalty. You had the on the Mike Williams. Rodgers tries to throw the deep pass to him, and you get the holding from Morgan Moses. Yep. That 1st and 10 now goes to 1st and 20. Then he gets sacked on the next play. They go to 2nd and 26. They run. Rodgers throws a short pass to Breece Hall, and then they punt. So that was a little bit of a killer. You're like, they were moving because they were. Rodgers was slinging it early. I mean, he had to pass to Wilson for 6 yards. He scrambled for another 5 to get a first down. Then he gets another pass to Mike Williams, getting him involved early. But yeah, then the penalty killed him. So we were a little worried and a little concerned. Like, here we go again. Jets, on offense can't get out of their own way. These dumb penalties really have been an issue for this Jets team. It's still something you have to be concerned about in the long run because they are undisciplined and they do commit penalties in the worst possible time that takes momentum out. But to Rodgers and the offense credit, they make the Patriots go 3 and out, and then they get the ball and they go on a 8-play, 73 yards, 4-minute drive to take the first touchdown. Aaron Rodgers to Allen Lazard. What did you think of that drive for the touchdown?
Dude, man, this entire game was just methodical. And that touchdown was just a culmination of just them having that game plan down pat and Aaron's relationship with Lazard. I will say we had the ball tonight for 40 plus minutes. When you have the ball for that many minutes and you don't have like big plays necessarily, because if you look tonight, that Lazard, I think it was the touchdown, 27 yards was the long by a receiver tonight. That really, you want to see a little more if you have the ball that much. So when you're, making everything into a first down and not necessarily more with all these new pieces like we've been talking about, you're going to get situations, Rye, where it may not, you may find yourself, getting penalized and burying yourself a bit. But dude, this guy can do whatever he wants. He really can. And once that connection with Garrett gets there, they're not on the same page. Clearly, they're still not there. They're working on it. Once they get on the same page, he's on the same page with Lazard, and Mike Williams is just that wide receiver 3. You saw the connection with Conklin tonight, and we spoke about that last week. We got to get Conklin going. Sky's the limit for this passing game, man. It really is.
Yeah, during that drive, we saw him connect with Ruckert, which I thought was pretty awesome to see him get involved in the passing game.
Definitely had a few catches, right?
He had a few catches tonight. And then on this drive, they mixed in. And this was something I think is a theme that we're going to see throughout the year because I think there might have been something unlocked. And I know there was something unlocked from this Jets offense last weekend against the Titans. And that's the combination of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. You got 2 special running backs. And the Jets are starting to realize we got to get the ball in these 2 guys' hands as much as possible. Don't ignore the run. I know Rodgers probably wants to get into a rhythm, which he was early on, but they were able to, I think, get a fluid style calling this game and be like mixing in the right times to give the ball to Allen or give the ball to Breece. Like we said, we saw that play with AVT with the combo block with Tittman. Breece Hall breaks off for a 10-yard run for first down. You could see, all right, this offense is moving and grooving. And then Rodgers goes to his best buddy, Allen Lazard, on the team, throws a quick swing pass out to him. He makes the defender miss, and he's off for the touchdown. Of course, it's to Lazard, right? His first touchdown at home at MetLife. It has to go to Lazard.
It has to go to him. And in typical Lazard fashion, when like his shirt's coming out and stuff, it's like that's so Lazard. I wanted them to throw him a soccer ball when he scored and just start volleying a little bit. I would have loved that. But man, New England was not ready for this. They were not ready for the Aaron Rodgers Jets to come out in a passing way. Empty sets, 5 wide, throwing it all over the yard. They were not ready for it. They thought, oh, they have Breece and Braylon, what they did last week. Jets said, We don't need those guys right now. We're gonna let Aaron cook today, and then when we need those guys, we'll have them come in. And to their credit, I thought Brees had a really strong game at points. I thought he forced it a little bit, but he did what he could. Slippery. He was great when he caught. I think he had 4 catches for almost 30 yards. He was nice out of the backfield. But Braylon Allen looked great too, man. 5 yards a carry average. He had 55 yards. Braylon's a monster, dude. This offense is amazing. I hate saying it like that, but they're freaking amazing, dude. This is the best offense I've ever seen.
That's what I'm kind of alluding to here. The fact that they're able to get the ball into Braylon and Brees. Braylon just running dudes over. Brees, you get him in space, even if he's catching or running the ball, he's special. The crazy part about this whole entire offense, I would say, is you still haven't unlocked that connection with Garrett Wilson. We
not
saw
even close.
The chemistry's not there, right? Like they're still working on the timing. I thought
why, Ryan? Not to cut you off. Garrett's used to working with quarterbacks that stink. Seriously. Like Rodgers is a technician.
Hey,
get to the spot.
Perfection. Yeah.
Yes. Even you saw on that when he was
the third down, he was going to the left and he was waiting for him to make that comeback.
Yes, and he's just off a little bit. His routes are a little off because he's used to just playing with quarterbacks that have no timing, that have no sense of where to go with the ball, and they just throw it up to him to make an amazing play. Rodgers does that when a play's broken down, but he's a technician when it comes to the 3-step drop, which Garrett will get used to as he sort of plays more with Aaron. You saw what they said on the broadcast. I thought the broadcast was great tonight, by the way, for the first time, besides the commercials that they tell you to download stuff with the app pop-ups. I'm like, all right, give me a break. I actually thought about downloading a few things, but whatever. I'll say this. The broadcast was good when they were saying Garrett will become a better receiver because Devontae Adams has talked about this as well. Garrett will become a much better receiver playing with Aaron Rodgers because he will understand how to properly get to spots on a field, which other quarterbacks that we've had haven't really, worked with him on at all.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we all know this. I mean, the practice is way different from game. When you have game reps and you're actually playing against defenders that are coming up, playing at 100% speed, it's going to take timing. It's going to take time to develop that chemistry and to be able to get, like you said, Rodgers is a tactician. He is a perfectionist. He wants you to run your route. He wants you to hit a certain amount of yards because he's going to throw it in that right spot, and he wants you to be there and hit it on the right time because he's going to put the ball there every single time. That will take time to develop, but the other weapons, and that's what's impressive, again, about this offense and why you say this offense is freaking good is because there's a lot of weapons here.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Williams had a big night, in my opinion. They involved him much more into this offense tonight. Tyler Conklin, career-high receiving yards for him tonight. Alan Lazard. And on the second drive for the Jets' second touchdown of the game, let's not forget, 3rd and 6, Rodgers rolls out to the left. I mean, you're not talking. It's a lot harder for a right-handed quarterback to roll out to the left, scrambling, and throw on the run. He finds Lazard, who breaks off for a 27-yard gain. And then the Jets start moving the ball again, and then Rodgers is getting in rhythm again, finding Conklin, finding Brees, and the Jets were able to go down the field. And, hey, Brees Hall, hand it off. You're in for the touchdown. Now we're up 14-0. The Jets defense can finally start cooking. Now, before we
you know what this reminded me of?
Yeah.
A few nights ago, my cousin's here from Italy, so I wanted to show him Peyton Manning. He goes, "Who's this Peyton Manning? What does he do? Why is he so good?" I'm like, "Let's sit down. Let's watch some Peyton Manning." Watching Peyton Manning film and what he used to do with his receivers and tight ends reminded me of this game. It's not one receiver. It's not one running back. It's not one tight end. It's an array, and it is a nightmare for defensive coordinators to have to guard. What are you going to do playing the Jets? Who are you going to key on? You want to key on Brees? Well, you have those receivers. You want to key on those receivers? You have Brees. If you key on Brees and those receivers, you have Braylon. Now Conklin's getting going. What do? The only thing I would do, not to get into this, but you would just have to blitz them and hope that Aaron doesn't pick it up and gets hit. But
get pressure
he
on
picks up everything with that quick passing game. Shout out to Hackett, by the way. Shout outs to him because he put together the perfect game plan for what Aaron wants to do. You can tell that they're just getting back to what they were doing when Aaron won those MVPs. So shout outs to him. You have to give credit where credit's due sometimes.
No, 100%. I could not agree more. I think Hackett drew up a great game plan tonight for the Jets offense. And the fact that they spread the ball around to everyone, it wasn't just Brees and Wilson. It was everyone. Everyone was contributing. Xavier Gibson had a big catch tonight. I mean, Ruckert had a couple catches. They were trying to get a bunch of guys involved, keep the defense off keep them on their heels, and just keep attacking.
Like, what are we watching? I don't even know what I'm watching. Is this
We're watching
a
real professional offense, something that we've never seen as Jets fans, if we're being honest. Not even the Mark Sanchez, they were grounding them,
they were
to
running
death in the play action.
Yeah.
This is a real quarterback dissecting you, moving defenders with his eyes, making plays on the run. A mix of a solid run game. Still, there's still more untapped potential in that run game, in my opinion. Now, we will say Morgan Moses did get rolled up on late in the game. He left the game. He limped off. He didn't get carted off. They said he walked off. There's no update right now. I'll check again with Saleh if he's speaking yet to the media about
I think it was a knee, they said.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that's going to be tough. Morgan Moses, I think, is a better run blocker than pass blocker, but he's a good veteran to have, and they count him. So Olu Fashanu was able to get in the game. He got some important reps, I feel like, a little bit earlier in the season than I would have liked for Olu to get in the game. But just sticking again to this first half, Jets finish up 14-3, missed a field goal, another great drive, and they were in rhythm, but then they got out of rhythm there a little bit at the end. There was the false start penalty. There was another the replay official ruled that Brees out of bounds fumble, which I thought was silly that they were even reviewing that.
I didn't like that third down call that Hackett had when we stacked everyone in and we had that Rodgers had that little rollout throw to Tyler Conklin, that slip play. I'm like, You're stacking it in on second down. Just run the damn ball there. Then they don't get that. Then they run it on third down. I'm like, I just didn't like that play call. I thought that was like not well done.
It was. And then later in that, they had the 2nd and 2 at the New England 35. And this was after a couple big plays to Conklin. This was the Garrett Wilson motion down to the bottom. And then he didn't get set. And then Rodgers just missed him. I mean, he had him for a touchdown. He actually stuttered and and Christian Gonzalez was literally in a
he tripped.
He was no idea where to go. And Rodgers misses him, and they call the penalty. And I think Herbstreit was a little tough on Garrett, but he was being truthfully honest. He's like, this is a sloppy, penalty for Garrett. Like, you should be a little bit more disciplined, like know that you have to get set and not move towards the line of scrimmage before that motion ends when he snaps the ball. And that just kind of killed momentum. And then they just didn't know really what to do, whether they were going to be aggressive. They still go for that touchdown or just stay for field goal range to make it 17-3. Greg Zuerlein, I don't know what the hell that was. He just boots it to the left. And I texted you. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that was weird. And it's funny with Zuerlein too. Not funny. It's interesting that a lot of Jeff fans didn't even want him on the team this year. I'm like, why would you not want Greg? And Nick was saying it, a bunch of people on Jets Twitter, like, he doesn't look the same. Something's off. Maybe there's something there, but I don't take that, too seriously.
Yeah.
Kickers will shank kicks. I thought at halftime when a bunch of fans are being a little negative saying, oh, we should be up by 3 scores and what are we doing? And XYZ. It's like, just take what you can take. We've been in such a hole for so long. We've dominated them. If you actually think New England's going to win this game, I don't know what to tell you. There's no shot. I just looked at the game. I'm like, New England can't do anything. Literally, like they could not do anything. It's like, just chill. Everything will be okay.
New England was definitely the team that we all thought before the season that was going to be the worst in the AFC East, one of the worst teams in the NFL. They looked the part tonight of that bad team. I was a little nervous coming in just because I have these calluses of Jets Patriots, and the Patriots just dominating us for 20 some odd years in the Brady era and Belichick era. I had a lot of Patriots fans who are friends of mine text me and go, man, can we go back to like 5 or 6 years ago? And I'm like, nope.
I don't realize I don't want to sometimes.
Yes, and once it's gone. I thought it was really impressive, Frankie, that after the Jets, they don't get that field goal. They come out in the second half. Patriots get the ball, and they 3-and-out them right there. And the Jets got the ball back and were able to score a touchdown. I thought that was
so important.
That was all the momentum in the game.
That's literally everything. Yep. When you do that, you stop whatever they were thinking of doing in the second half. You shut them down. That was the quickest 3-and-out ever. Oh, well, not really. Zach Wilson had a lot of those last year, but the Patriots they didn't have it tonight. I mean, to to talk about them specifically a little bit, they couldn't establish anything. Jacoby Brissett had 98 yards passing. I mean, like, come on. Their leading rusher was Gibson, who played at the end of the game at 29 yards. Stevenson at 23 yards. I mean, people were saying that they were going to go off. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't. It didn't. Credit to the Jets. And this is where we can get into the Jets defense here, Frank. Yeah, impressive as hell defensive performance tonight. Best defensive performance. That was the Jets' dominant defense that we were expecting before the season. Granted, this is not a good offense whatsoever. Jacoby Brissett is a nice backup quarterback. They have no weapons at all that scare you on the outside. Hunter Henry's a nice tight end. Ramondre Stevenson's a nice running back. Their offensive line was in shambles coming into tonight. The Jets were able to take care of that and get pressure on Brissett all night long, make him completely uncomfortable. They killed him, sacked him 5 times. They sacked Drake May twice, 7 sacks total tonight.
Wow, nice.
And Will McDonald, 2.5 sacks again tonight. We are seeing the coming out and development before our eyes of first-round pick, Will McDonald, a pick that had been highly criticized after he barely played last season. I think a lot of people need to start apologizing to Joe Douglas about this pick because Will McDonald looks the real deal.
Man, Will McDonald is so athletic, and he doesn't hesitate when it comes to, going to the quarterback. The guy's relentless. You're not going to stop an athletic specimen like Will McDonald if he's not scared to get his hand in the dirt and to go after the quarterback. Nothing really affects him. You see his direct lines left and right. I mean, he's just getting after the quarterback without hesitation. And with his speed, that's going to bode well. And you're seeing it. I mean, the kid is just coming on, man. It's like he had 4 QB hits tonight too. I mean, this is why you drafted him. And by the way, no one wants to speak about this, but I'm going to bring it up. Broderick Jones, the guy everybody wants. Oh my God, Broderick Jones. Belichick screwed us.
Dumb, Frankie.
He stinks. He got benched last week, Broderick Jones. So Will McDonald's a better pick than Broderick Jones. And every GM in football would take probably Will McDonald over Broderick Jones right now. So even though we might have gotten screwed at the time, Broderick Jones is not working out there. So we're better off with Will McDonald. All right. I want
to give credit to Connor Hughes on this tweet that he sent out about Will McDonald. Will McDonald, who actually got another sack, so he's now 5.5 sacks this season now total, with the 2.5 tonight and 3 last week.
Did he get 2.5 tonight? I'm seeing here it says 2, but I don't know.
Did they dock him half a sack, or
they might have? Yeah, they might have done it late. Updated. It'll be official tomorrow, though. They might give him a half.
Okay, so Will McDonald, 2 sacks tonight. Regardless, Will McDonald, who now has 5 sacks, if I'm doing the math correctly here, he now has more sacks than the Denver Broncos team, the Indianapolis Colts team, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Tennessee Titans, the Atlanta Falcons, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Green Bay Packers, the LA Rams, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Carolina Panthers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Washington Commanders. Will McDonald has more sacks than all of those teams. When you put all their players combined, he has more sacks than all those teams in the NFL.
That's amazing, dude. And Bryce Huff has as many sacks as you and I. So
Hassan Reddick, who?
We don't need him. Hassan, stay home, man. We don't want to give you that bag.
You just lost leverage tonight.
Absolutely, man.
Got docked another $800,000 game check. He is now up to $2.4 million in game checks, plus another $5 million in mandatory fines that the Jets have to fine him for the other things, missing training camp and offseason stuff. He's up over $8 million in fines, most likely. I've heard rumors that he could be coming back this week because he didn't want to play the 3 games in 11 days. And he just didn't want to put his body through that. And then
he would come back this week to play on the 1-year deal, or would he need a new deal?
From what I understand, he'll come back and show up Monday. This is rumors, and this is just rumors with Hassan Reddick. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying this is what I've heard rumors wise.
We have a lot of sources, right?
I don't have that many sources. Monday, Tuesday is what the rumor is, that Reddick could potentially show up because he did not want to put himself through the first 3 games of the season, since it is 3 games in 11 days that the Jets just got finished playing, which is what they deserve so much credit for, by the way. Solid deserves credit, even though a lot of people don't want to give him credit. The Jets' offensive and defensive staff, the players, they put themselves through hell. This is not easy. You went all the way out to San Francisco on Monday night, came back and flew back east on a short week to play the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, a very good, very talented Tennessee team, has bad quarterback play. You beat them in a good win, and then, or ugly win, we should say, and then you had a very, very short week on Thursday night at home, and you played the Patriots and you dominated them. That was impressive as hell. The Jets are 2-1 for the first time since 2015. You cannot feel better about this team right now. And I think I told you this, Frankie, before the game, before this. If the Jets dominated the Patriots, we would forget about that first week. Wipe it away.
Oh, yeah.
Dominated the Patriots. You'll beat the Titans when you needed to beat them. You're now 2-1, heading into a 10-day kind of mini bye here, and you got the crappy Broncos coming to town after that.
Yeah, I will say about that game, we don't need to get into it because this is a post game. However, do not make that don't overlook that game. Trap games happen in the NFL. So I'm just saying the Jets better not get too high on themselves for this win and overlook Denver, because Denver's going to try some weird stuff. And a lot of people are saying Bo Nix is bad. I wouldn't say that yet. And I'm not going to say he's good, but he's not as bad as people are saying. But regardless, the Jets better take that game seriously, because getting to 3-1 is where you want it to be after 4 games. We all said that after 4 games, be 3-1, and then you can start thinking about the next week, and then Buffalo's, on the radar. So we got to really focus in and win that Denver game. Don't be messing around this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna look ahead to that right now. But what I will say again is what made this win tonight so impressive, and what they've done is that 3 games in 11 days, you're able to come out 2-1. It's what you wanted from this Jets team. And now the season starts, Frankie. It feels like this is actually the start of the season for this team. I know it's crazy to say, because the way the NFL is playing right now, football, it's crap. It's crap right now going on in the NFL. Everyone across the NFL is playing like crap, except for maybe the Chiefs, and then like a couple other teams are actually playing good, decent football. This is the product of no training, like not practicing much in training camp and just not playing in the preseason. I think we're seeing the preseason right here. These are teams figuring out their offense, figuring out their defense. I know it might be crazy. This defense could be better. If Will McDonald's going to be a force like this, and let's say Reddick does show up next week and he can start contributing to this team, Quinnen Williams look like himself finally tonight. He was dominating up front. Jamie and Sherwood was making plays. Quincy Williams was making plays.
Chuck Clark got a sack.
Chuck Clark got a sack tonight.
A sack, a strip fumble. I mean, Chuck Clark was balling today. Shout outs, bro. I was kind of giving you some stuff last week. There you go, man. I'm going to shut my mouth for another week.
The Jet safeties are definitely the weakness of that defense. Yeah, I would say they're definitely the weakness of that defense. I mean, you would think the defensive line, but with the emergence of Will McDonald, and I will say, and to your point, what you're saying with Chuck Clark, I have to say, Michael Clemens is playing better football right now.
Definitely.
And they're rotating. Like Tat McKinley's getting in there. Javon Kinlaw is being a little bit of a force down in the middle. Yeah, man. I mean, the fact that you had no CJ Mosley tonight, you captained your defense. DJ Reed, I still think is a little banged up. Michael Carter's still dealing with his ankle.
He is. You could see it.
Again, Patriots, not a good offense, not a good team, but you took care of business tonight. And you
know who had half a sack tonight, by the way?
Go ahead. Who?
Trivia question. What defensive lineman that I love had half a sack tonight?
Was it's not Solomon Thomas.
Leonard Taylor.
He made his debut
my
tonight.
Man. Half a sack. Let's go, boy. Let's
undrafted
First
rookie.
Game.
Undrafted rookie.
Yeah. So the defensive line got after him, and Tack actually both had half a sack. So, I mean, you saw the defense. Kinlaw had a sack tonight. Defense looks really good, I think. And, we were a little bit concerned after week 1, especially against the run. They sort of have alleviated those issues, I would say, or for the time being. We're not going to think about those for the next couple
really
weeks.
Good football defensively since halftime against the Titans.
Yeah, you might have a point.
Since the Mosley injury.
You're right.
And this is nothing against CJ Mosley. I asked Brian Costello on the Gangzone Here preview show this week, and I asked him about Mosley. And I said, a lot of Jets fans, and I think we had discussed this because we talked about it in the postgame. We said, when Sherwood came in at halftime, the defense looked pretty damn good, and they balled out. Like Sherwood was making plays. Quincy Williams was looking like himself. There's a little bit of a correlation here. The Jets defense balled out again tonight. I think they stopped the run very well again tonight, and Sherwood was out there. Quincy Williams was out there. And I wonder if Mosley just isn't as athletic as he was a couple of years ago. He doesn't
That's what it
move
is,
as
right?
well as these two linebackers.
That's exactly what it is. He doesn't have that speed anymore, that explosiveness. His agility's also like taking a hit with age. He's gone through a ton of injuries. He's getting older. These young guys are definitely flying around. You could see it. And they're more aggressive too. Mosley he's that quarterback of the defense, quote unquote, the quarterback. But sometimes age gets to you. I still love CJ, but I think him being out now that we're seeing these other kids come in, I mean, we could, play them a little bit more. So, I mean, this is almost a good thing when Mosley comes back. You can sort of switch him in and out. So,
yeah, and you get a rotation going. I mean, I think the Jets defense, that was the other thing you had discussed. You had noticed immediately. The Jets started blitzing. They blitzed tonight.
Finally, man.
Finally, they started blitzing.
Jeez.
They got after Jacoby Brissett. They were bringing Chuck Clark. They were bringing Sherwood. They were bringing pressures from basically anyone and everyone. They were calling blitzes with everyone. And it looked like, okay, this is an aggressive defense. You have an offense finally. You get a little bit of a lead. Play aggressive. Get after these quarterbacks that you're playing. Like, don't let this be you know what I mean? Like, Frankie, don't let this be a one-off. Figure this out and say, this could be a game plan model for us in the future.
Don't give them an inch. There's no point. Don't even try to play some slow and steady base defense. Get after them. Let them make plays. If they make a few plays, then maybe you rethink how aggressive you are on defense. They're not making any plays tonight. Keep getting after them. I thought they even should have blitzed more, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
they could have brought more pressure. I mean, they did what? I counted 5 or 6 times. I'm sure they did a bit more.
They did a bit more, yeah. I mean,
you could have brought pressure all night. I wanted a strip sack tonight. I wanted a pick six. Blow them the hell out. We sort of did. I wanted even more. Make a statement to the NFL. Because this team tonight, Rye, we looked like one of the best teams in football tonight. We really did. This team plays like this. Now, they have to stay healthy, obviously. But if they play like this with this unit, this team's good, dude. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is one of the better teams I've seen overall. I mean, never mind it being the Jets. This is like one of the better units as a team that I've seen in a year, 2 years. I mean, I put San Francisco there. I've seen the Cowboys sort of look really good at times, but this team looked good tonight, man. Looked really freaking good. You don't ever see an offense and defense like that with Aaron and then a defense that's all over the place. You don't see that often in the NFL, dude.
7 sacks tonight for the Jets defense. They are pressuring the quarterback at one of the best rates in the NFL. Whether it's through base defense or through the blitz tonight, they were getting after it, to Frankie's point. And that's what they kind of have to, I think they have to keep that blueprint going forward. Be aggressive. You have nothing to lose here. I think offenses at an all-time, we all know this, offenses right now is an all-time low, which is bad quarterback play around the NFL. So when you have these opportunities, lean on your defense, get after it, and let Aaron Rodgers just cook. That's what you got to do. That's the formula, Frankie. I know it sounds simple, but that is the formula. Let Rodgers
16 passing first downs we had tonight. 16. We were 10 of 15 on third down. We had 400 total yards. I mean, it's just crazy, dude. It's insane. 8 drives, 400 yards. It's the new Jets, baby.
What a new age we're in, man.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I really can. I'm curious to see how this team continues to develop because there's still untapped potential. You see it with Garrett. You see it even when some of our D-backs have a little bit of miscommunication at times. But this team is just they're very, very athletic. And with Aaron, they're actually led on the field, which is very important. Now, to another point, I don't know if you want to bring this up, but Robert Saleh, to me, needs to do a little bit more. I'm not seeing him sort of, and I'm not going to judge him for this game because this is a great win, kudos points. Like, this is a good win. But I want to see a little bit more. I want to see you do a little bit of a CEO kind of thing because what it looks like is Aaron and Hackett just running the offense, talent, defense, Ulbrich, and then Saleh's sort of like rah-rahing the whole thing, which is fine. It works tonight. No issues tonight. And it'll work against 80% of the league. My thing is, if we're playing against Andy Reid and those Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, what are we going to do? How is this team going to look? Now, I'm thinking ahead. I shouldn't think ahead so much, but I want to see Salah do a little bit more, because tonight it looked like there were points in the game when I'm like, he doesn't seem like he's in tune with what the team's doing. And that's just something I'm seeing. I can't quantify it. It could be wrong, actually. And I can be wrong a bunch, actually. So maybe I'm wrong. But you know what I mean, Rye? Like, yes. I want to see a little bit more.
No, I hear you, Frankie. I want to play some sound here for you. I got some Salah asked after the game. I think we all know people were tweeting about that little, whatever you want to call it, interaction from Rodgers after the second touchdown to Brees. I don't get it, but he was asked after the game what was going on between Salah and Rodgers and the weird interaction.
Can't wait to hear this.
They had with each other. Here's what Robert Salah had to say about it.
What happened in the second quarter? Looked like you went up and tried to give Aaron Rodgers a hug there.
Oh, yeah. He, part of the things that we've been talking about is to just get the defense a 2-score lead, and it was a 2-score lead. So, yeah, I guess he just wanted to see something on defense. So.
What happened in the second quarter? Looked like
you buying that, Frankie?
I don't even know. What did he say? It doesn't even make sense. He said, just get the defense a 2-score lead, which he did. And then Rodgers said to him, just give us a 2-score lead. I mean, I don't know. What I think happened, and it's pretty, known right now, I think. I don't know if the lip readers did their thing on Twitter, and there's a bunch of them out there. But I think what basically happened was Rodgers said, what are we happy about right now? The game's not over. Sort of like a Kobe moment, like not finished.
That's what I thought.
That's kind of what I thought. And, Salah's cheerleading over there. It's not a big deal. It's just Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. And that's why he has 4 MVPs. He's won a Super Bowl, and he's considered, to some people, one of the best quarterbacks ever. And I think tonight we kind of saw why. He's a general, man. I mean, you don't see that often. I mean, especially Jeff fans, but you don't even see that often, I'm saying, in any on any NFL team. I mean, we watch football every Sunday, right? Like, do you ever see a quarterback just conducting the offense the way that he is? I mean, no. He's a freaking he's a composer, dude. He's a whatever. He's like he puts everything together and everything works.
I'm gonna catch some slack from Giants fans when I say this. We've never seen quarterback play like this ever in New York. I don't care if it's one game. I'm just gonna say it.
I agree.
Say it up front. Eli Manning was not like this. Eli Manning had some great moments. He had a great postseason run. I know he's eligible for the Hall of Fame, and he'll get in the Hall of Fame for winning those 2 Super Bowls. This is Aaron Rodgers. This is one of the greatest quarterbacks you'll ever see. This is the greatest quarterback play you'll ever see in New York football, probably. Yeah, this is different. This is
right. He hit every receiver on the numbers tonight. Everybody's getting the ball on the numbers. It's crazy. Oh, shout outs to Broadway Joe. I just want to give him a little shout out. I think you're going to be second in terms of who I think's the best Jets quarterback of all time.
Well, we got to see how the season plays out, right? Tonight was the first.
I might just do it right now. I might bring my list up tonight and be like, you know what? I'm put Aaron 1, and then I'm going to go down.
Did you see Joe's tweet? Did you see Joe Namath's tweet tonight?
What he tweet?
So again, third quarter, Jets called timeout on offense because they can't get the play in time, and they had to do it twice on the same drive. This was before the Garrett Wilson touchdown. And both times they almost had delay of games. They had to call timeouts on both times. And Joe goes and tweets out, he goes, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I hope the Jets use all their timeouts so Rodgers can finally run this offense and this team. Joe knows what's up, man.
Oh, that's funny, dude. I need to see that. I have to see that.
I got to pull this up. This is great. I mean, it's classic Joe, just being truthfully, honestly, like he knows what's up. Like it's Rodgers. Like he says, I'll be glad when we're out of timeouts so Aaron can run the game. Look at this tweet from Joe Namath. This man knows what's up.
I love it. But to your credit, I remember week 1, you were saying, why not get Aaron in a no huddle? Why not let him just get the, take off the cobwebs, whatever the hell the saying is. I mean, that's what happened today. I mean, like all of the weights, all of the what do we do? What's the game plan? We got to feel things out. They felt things out the last 2 weeks. This team is just getting better. And imagine if they keep getting better.
Yeah, the Wilson connection. Get the Garrett Wilson connection going. You get that going, that's going to unlock even more for your offense, I feel like. Because if teams are going to start now like trying to double Garrett because they know he's going to get the ball, That should unlock the potential for everyone else. I do want to say, and I think I was telling you this towards the end, the misconnection for Mike Williams in the end zone. I mean, Mike was catching some other balls.
Yeah, man, that was
Dude.
rough. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, but Mike Williams looks healthy.
Yep, he does.
Like,
he's a difference. Another player we barely brought up tonight. I mean, if he's giving you value there, again, they're a nightmare. They're just a nightmare to guard. What are you going to do defensively? I'm curious. I'm actually going to really look at that the coming weeks, like what a defense thinks they can do. You're going to want to play base? We'll run it down your throats, and then we'll play action, and Aaron will find guys open. You want to be aggressive? Well, Aaron will get the ball out quick like he was all night. And what are you going to do? I mean, like this offense is very, very lethal, man. And seeing a Jets team like this is beautiful, baby. I love it. I'm going to watch this game again tonight. I might just put it on.
This film's going to be fun to watch on this one, man. You're going to be salivating seeing just the way Rodgers is just picking this defense apart. And like you said, hitting every guy in stride, hitting guys in the numbers, the throws on the run. Were you nervous at all every time he got out of the pocket running and you're like, oh God, please.
Yes,
please.
no, I was. And then when that guy hit him on the sideline, I'm like, throw the flag. I was like, he went low. And he
also get up, please, Aaron, get up.
Yeah, he seems confident, though. Tonight, he seemed a lot more confident than he did last week, right? Like he looked on Sunday, he seemed a little bit worried in the pocket. Tonight, it's like, you know what? Forget the pocket. I'm either going to get it out quick in the pocket or I'm moving. So that's more vintage Aaron.
Like I said, we got Aaron freaking Rodgers tonight. We saw the cocky Aaron Rodgers tonight. He said after the game, actually, I just saw it. Like he says he feels like himself. He says, I haven't felt this good since like 2018, like he is, I'm telling you, man, he goes, I feel like I was myself quite a few years ago on getting outside the pocket and extending plays. So when you start seeing that, that's how you know Rodgers has the confidence, and he is just he's gonna start doing his thing. I mean, I'm just telling you, man, once he starts getting that Garrett Wilson, that connection, and he gets rolling out of the pocket and he gets Garrett going one way, he's just going to throw bombs down the field, and you're just going to see this offense explode. Same thing with Mike Williams, because I think he knows, Mike, I'll just throw the ball up to him. He's going to make a play. He's just going to come down with it every single time. That was impressive to me to Mike Williams is every time you throw that ball up to him, that dude has like, I wouldn't call it 50-50 ball. It's like 80-20. Mike Williams is coming down with that ball.
Well, he's had one of the best contest catch rates in the NFL for the last couple years. I mean, like when he plays, he's one of the best in the game. I'll say this with Garrett specifically because Devontae Adams was actually talking about this. It took Devontae a few years to really get used to Aaron. It's going to take Garrett a little bit of time. Again, playing with those quarterbacks that he's played with, the Zachs and those guys, like this is a completely different thing. So I think Garrett, once he gets that timing right, but they can go anywhere. And if we can't go many places passing wise, we got these two stud running backs. We arguably have the best backfield in the NFL.
It's up there.
Probably the best.
The 49ers probably do now that Jordan Mason looks legit and they got
McCaffrey but McCaffrey's
back.
not playing. So it's like, Braylon's that's another thing. We got to give Joe Douglas some flowers here to draft Braylon Allen in the 4th round, to draft the youngest player to ever play in an NFL game. And that player's actually giving you value and winning you games, arguably. He won us the game last week. That's flowers to Joe D. That's a 4th round pick giving you value. Jamian Sherwood, that's another late round pick by Joe. So you're starting to see Joe Douglas because there was
signed in DJ Reed, signed Quincy Williams to an extension. He extended Quinnen Williams, brought in guys like Tack McKinley, Javon Kinlaw, drafted Will McDonald, who seems to be breaking out and becoming a legit pass rusher in front of our eyes.
We're not even talking about the best draft maybe ever with Garrett, Brees, Jermaine, and Sauce. I mean, like this dude is just, he's hitting on everything right now. And this team is a force to be reckoned with. They really are. I was saying it and I'm standing by it. This is the best roster the New York Jets have ever had. They're bringing up stats from 1989. I'm like, I don't even like what the hell happened then. I was born in 88, but they're bringing up things that we've never seen. They're bringing up that we had 6, I think, scoring drives or 6 first downs consecutive on consecutive drives. And we had 2 last year out of 206 drives. I mean, like this team is just doing things that us Jet fans haven't really seen in a long time. I mean, I was getting flashbacks to the Rex days when we were actually kicking teams' ass. Tonight's and doing it against New England, nothing feels better
Rodgers,
than that, baby.
he spoke after the game. He said that for him, the interaction between him and Salah, he said 2-score lead. That's what he told Rodgers. Kind of, if you want,
all right, so
Salah's lying. If they're both saying that, then it's 2-score lead. And like you said, he's got that cockiness. He's like, 2-score lead, I gave it to you. Now go play defense. And that's how Rodgers is. He's like, man, give me the ball. I'll give you a 2-score lead. Now your defense can go hunt, go blitz, go get after quarterback. And that's the formula. That is the formula, people. The Jets are starting to build that winning formula. You could see it. It's brewing. The running game, the 2 running backs, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, Mike Williams, Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback is going to lead this offense. And then once he gives that defense a lead, you're finally giving Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, and that defensive unit an actual lead to go play with and go have fun and get creative and come up with schemes and blitzes and actually play something else besides a goddamn 4 defensive lineman rush pass rush, base concept. Come up with something more. That's what Rodgers is going to give you, those opportunities.
And you know what else Rodgers will give you? You don't turn the ball over. We haven't turned the ball over now for 2 consecutive games. That's Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't throw interceptions. And players around him don't seem to turn the ball over much. I know Brees fumbled tonight, but that was out of bounds. That really not like a big deal. The team is just playing like a well-oiled machine. There's a confidence factor there. It's like Brady with the Patriots. They never turn the ball over. Nobody. I mean, yeah, they had deflated footballs, but we don't need to get into that. But, teams that are great, offenses that play like we played tonight, they do not turn the ball. There's an ultimate confidence variable that everyone's feeling, and they just know that you're just going to continue to cook and cook and cook, and there's nothing the defense can do about it. They were demoralized today, the Patriots. Like, we beat the hell out of them. We really did. And I think you're going to see some changes this week out of their end because that's an embarrassing loss for them. They're not used to that. So watch Kraft and then maybe bring in Drake May or do some things because you got your asses handed to you. The scoreboard wasn't even indicative of how bad it really was.
61 yards passing. This Patriots team beat the Bengals at home week 1.
Crazy.
The Jets are for gotta hold myself back there.
Bro,
stop. We're not doing that.
Come on, you know this. Come on, it's our time.
It's only week 3.
We're going to New Orleans. I already ordered tickets. I got a hotel for you. Don't worry.
We're taking care of business. That's all that matters. They are taking care of business. We are enjoying the hell out of it, and we're going to enjoy it every single week. Me and Frankie are going to be doing this every single week with you, Jets fans. We're going to break down every single game after it. We love you guys. We love the Jets. This is our passion. This is why we have so much fun doing this. We don't care that it's past midnight. We're amped up. We're fired up. That was an incredible win tonight. The Jets dominating the Patriots 24-3. This is the Gangs All Here post-game live show. I am Ryan Sampson. He is Frankie Vittorini. I think that's it, Frankie. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
You know what? That's all she wrote, baby. That's it. This team is exactly what we wanted. So just go to sleep tonight knowing that we got the real New York Jets run by Aaron freaking Rodgers. That's it.
Jets fans, we appreciate you as always for watching. That's Gangs All Here. Till next time. Thank you, Frankie.
Salute, my man. Thank you. And